Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Tech Tools Workshop. I told Ramona, and um, I don't know your name. I'm so sorry to say that. Whoever was here earlier, that you're in for a treat today with the Tech Tools Workshop. All right, so I'm going to show you the list. Woo! There's a lot of them. I'm not going to be showing you
That's a lot.
I know it is, it's a lot. I'm not going to be showing you how to use all of these tools. I'm just going to show you the tools and let you know that they are available and what they do a little bit more than what you see on the screen. So Canvas Studio is at the top because we pay for that tool to be used in Canvas. And it's very, very easy to create Canvas Studio recordings for your students and put them into your courses and your pages. The one thing about Canvas Studio, though, that is not the easiest thing is changing the description of of your video when you make it. So here is Canvas Studio. Let me turn my phone off. Canvas Studio, which is on the left-hand side of the navigation bar in Canvas. Your students also have this. They can use this too. So this is one of the things that we in City are promoting in the age of generative AI is to have your students record themselves as part of an assessment because they have it's right there in their assessment window. They can pick Studio and do that. You can also do it in your discussions, have video discussions with your students. So these are three sample videos. I love how they pick random thumbnails, which are just whatever. I don't know how to change it, and I don't think you can yet in Canvas Studio, and it gives automatic titles here. And it takes a little while to figure out how to change that title into something like this, which is spelled wrong, practicing. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you click on the video, then you have to go to details, and under details, edit details. And this is where you can give it a title. Putting these videos anywhere in your course is extremely easy to do. Also, what comes with it when you embed Canvas Studio videos into Canvas is the students have the ability to comment, and captions are created automatically and they're very, very accurate. So let me go back here to Studio. Up here is where you click the button to create. You can also upload a video you already have, or you can upload a video that you have saved elsewhere into Canvas Studio. So let's go to here. So this is where I have some things embedded for you to show you what they look like in Canvas. So this is what a Canvas Studio video looks like in Canvas. I'll quickly show you how that's done. Going to the top, that's a studio video. So Studio's icon is right here. Everybody see that? You will see this icon in discussions on pages, and that's what you click. And here's a bunch of other videos of mine. So essentially, all you do is click on the video that you want to embed, okay? And embed media. That's it. That's all you do. And then it shows up, right? Like just like this in a page. So it's a great way of creating instructional content very easily. I cannot see the chat, by the way, so if somebody has a question or something like that, you need to interrupt me. All right. So the next one is Poll Everywhere. Poll Everywhere has been around for a really long time. Poll Everywhere can be used synchronously or asynchronously, depending on how you want to use it. So if you want to poll your students in an asynchronous online course, you can embed your Poll Everywhere poll on your page. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. This right here, what you see, let me save this. Let me get out of this view. I'm in edit view right now. This right here is a Poll Everywhere that is embedded. I'm going to see if it will let me participate by clicking skip for now. Aha, there we go. So it works just fine if I skip for now. I'm using the City Poll Everywhere account. That's here. Pull this down a little bit. Not far enough. Ah, come on, people. There we go. So here's Poll Everywhere. The thing about Poll Everywhere is you have to have your poll active in order for your students to be able to interact with it. Whether you're doing this synchronously in a Zoom or Teams or in class, you have to make sure your Poll Everywhere is open and active. So this is something that you can talk to City about. You can contact Daniel or one of the instructional designers and they'll be able to help you. There are a lot of options in Poll Everywhere. So I left this one open until I close it. Okay. So this is the poll that I created in Poll Everywhere. I went in send and then I clicked copy embed script. That is how I got it to look like this. Okay. Now, how you embed things in Canvas, I will show this to you so that you're not feeling like you have no idea what I'm talking about if you've never embedded anything. How you embed things is this little icon right here that looks like a cloud. When you click that, you paste the embed code that you copy from whatever you're using. You paste it in there and click submit, and then it embeds just like you see here in Poll Everywhere. So it is a synchronous tool and an asynchronous tool, depending on how you want to use it. So one way of using Poll Everywhere asynchronously would be at the end of a module or an end of a lesson. You can do a like a knowledge check or a muddiest point or like what didn't you understand from this module? What do you need help with? What is clear to you? However you want to say it. It's a great way of using Poll Everywhere asynchronously. You can also have them vote on something asynchronously, which is what you just saw. I picked a random, what's your favorite color, but it could be something more significant than that. You do need to have a license for Poll Everywhere. City has them. So if you don't have your own, reach out to city at rush.edu and we'll be able to get you a license for using Poll Everywhere. There are a lot of options, way more than what I'm showing to you now in Poll Everywhere. There are literally so many things, so many ways to use it than just
And
a single poll.
I'm sorry, can I ask you a question? Um,
Sure.
show me the cloud where you hit embed code again. I kind of missed that.
In Poll Everywhere.
Hold
So,
everywhere, yeah.
so I created this poll,
Right, okay.
and if I were presenting this live, it would look a little different. It would look just like what you see on my screen. It'll say
Okay,
joined by the web, joined by text, or there's a QR code here.
okay.
But on the right-hand side, there's this option called share and embed under the
Uh,
send. I'm pointing like you can actually see my screen. Right
right.
here, it says send,
Uh-huh.
and then under share and embed, the script
Okay,
is right here. This is where you get the
okay.
code, which is
Uh-huh.
already copied.
Okay.
Um, and then I'll embed it one more time for you so that you can see what it looks like. Let me do it at the very bottom. So I'll click the cloud.
Oh, okay.
I'll paste that embed code right there,
Okay. Uh-huh.
hit submit, And there it is.
Okay, okay. I missed that. I didn't see that cloud at first. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the little cloud is super, super important when it comes to embedding tech tools and things like that. That's where it's at. It looks pretty neat. Okay, what's the next one? Kahoot. Has anybody played a Kahoot?
Yes.
I heard one person say yes. And
Yes.
I,
Yes, I have.
okay. So Kahoot is a whole lot of fun. You can use Kahoot synchronously and asynchronously if you want to. I mean, most people see Kahoot as just a place to play games, but there are a lot more options in Kahoot. So this view that you see on my screen now, this is where I got the embed code for the weird and wonderful animals quiz that I found. So when you share your Kahoot, this is what this icon here is the embed code icon on a Kahoot. But there's a lot of things that you can do in Kahoot than just games. So this is something that you might want to explore. For example, you can create stories in Kahoot. I have never done this before at all, but you can create a story which is basically like a presentation, but it has interactivity in it. So I can't teach you how to use stories because I've never done it yet. But if you feel brave to try creating a story, please reach back out to us in City and let us know how it went. And we would love to see your example of using a story. But in Kahoot, you can also search for games that are already created so that you don't have to waste your time creating it. There's also an AI version, AI bit in Kahoot that will create for you. So if you click create when you're in Kahoot, by the way, you have to get a license for this. You can use the free account also, but City has licenses for Kahoot so that you get the pro stuff. But here's a Kahoot, and there's the story. But if you want to, you can have a Kahoot generate one for you. You can also upload a PDF. So if you have let's say you have a list of quiz questions, if you have them in like Word or whatever, save it as a PDF. You can upload your PDF to Kahoot and it will extract your questions and create a Kahoot for you. Super cool. And then the generator, all you have to do is type in your topic. Let's see if they have something on anatomy. So when you type in what you're looking for, look at all of the things that you can create in Kahoot. There's a lot. So it's a lot more than just a quiz game. You can do a vocab review. Let's see if they have a vocab review on anatomy. So this is what the AI generated. It only generated 5 questions. This is very, very like sixth grade. But over here on the right-hand side, you can do the skill level. I clicked advanced just to see what it would do, what it would create. You can see it takes it about a minute or so. It picks its own images also, which you can change if you want to. So yeah, here AI did this. So what you see with these colors is this is the green, the check mark, whatever the check mark is the answer. And you can use this with your students asynchronously, just as practice, or synchronously as like a group quiz or whatever review or anything like that. So if you wanted to use this, you would add all to your quiz and then click done, and there you go. So you have a lot of options in Kahoot. If you don't know how to use it, please reach out to anyone on the city team and they can help you create Kahoots if you want somebody to create it with you. But isn't that fun? It's a very fun thing to do. We've played Kahoot in City when we had a virtual Christmas party in 2020. So we you played Kahoot. I made it. It was like Christmas facts and stuff like that. But okay. Perusal. Anyone hear of Perusal? Let me see if I can see anybody. Sarah, you know Perusal? Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, Perusal is a tool that we have in Canvas or at Rush. It is not the simplest tool. There's a little bit of a learning curve. Hi, Rasmeen. Oh, hi, Rasmeen. It's been a long time.
Hi, Angela. It's good to hear your voice and good, amazing presentation so far. Thank you.
Oh yeah, well, there's so much more. There's so much more.
And
Okay,
may
let
I
me go back.
quickly give a shout out to you that you introduced me to Kahoot maybe a few years back, and I have been using it in almost all my presentations. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's been quite some time. Perusal is a social annotation tool, and the way that you use that is by, let me see if I have, this is Quizlet, Kialo, Perusal. So I'm going to play this for you so that you can get an idea of what Perusal is.
Perusal, the social learning platform that helps ensure that students are prepared for class. Students collectively comment and collaborate with all types of course content, asking each other questions, helping their classmates, sharing opinions and ideas, and building their understanding of course material. Perusal creates an informal environment for students to discuss the course content, almost like a social network. Students can upvote each other's comments, use hashtags to connect threads, and tag each other to draw classmates into a conversation. Transforming content into a social experience makes reading, watching, or listening to your content more engaging and meaningful for students.
So essentially, it's it is like having Facebook, kind of a Facebook conversation about material from your course. So you can have articles, you can have videos, you can have audio files, pretty much images. Okay. When you put it in Perusal, the students have access, just like you see on the right-hand side, they have conversations. They can highlight, they can ask questions, they can tell you that I don't understand this, or where are they getting this information from, or whatever. You can even, if you are allowing students to use AI, you can even allow them to use Perusal by uploading an AI generated bit of content and having the students kind of rip it apart or not in Perusal. It has a bit of a learning curve to it. So it might be something that you'll want an instructional designer or Daniel to walk you through it. On the infographic, I have a link here. All of these are linked. If you'll see they're underlined. So when you get access to this, let me grab that right now, just in case people have to leave early. Let me grab it. And I throw it in the chat. Hi, team. It's just Bronca. Hi, Bronca. There you go.
Sorry, didn't get to my mute button fast enough.
That's okay. I'm just saying hi.
Do you want
All
me to
right.
put that in the link? That in the link. Sorry, the link to that in the chat. from
I just
Canvas?
added it.
Oh, okay.
So if you click on that, you should have access to this to be able to open it. Anyway, you don't need a license to use Perusal. It just takes a little bit of time. You can set up in Canvas how you're grading the perusal. You can set up points for participation and all that stuff, and it goes right into the grade book. So it is very powerful, but just takes a little bit of time to learn. You have a question, Jennifer?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I used Perusal. I inserted it into a course in the final module, and it was a kind of a lengthy document students had to read. So I didn't want to ask questions about it specifically, but they're to read specific portions and then leave comments, and then they're supposed to respond to another peer's comment. So I haven't used it yet. It's ready to go. So we'll see how it works. And it's non-graded. It's just you get a point. You have to make an initial comment and then respond, and it counts as completed. So
That's a nice way to start it, right? Just to get used to it and,
Mhm.
have the complete/incomplete. I would love to know how it goes.
Yeah, I will let you
And
know.
yeah, that's awesome. If you go on to YouTube, Perusal has its own set of videos that you can view, and they're short. But it doesn't help you as much as you think unless you have Perusal open on one screen and like you're practicing. Trust me, I know because I tried it myself and I was like, wait, what? What am I doing here? So Daniel and I did a workshop on Perusal, and you'll if you see that on our YouTube channel, we even get a little confused at one point in that video. Anyway, the next you can use that as a substitution for online interaction. So instead of using the Canvas discussion board, you could use Perusal as a way of the students interacting with each other. Kialo is something that I really like. I used it for the first time in OTCD 2.0, and this is Kialo. It is free, and it is another alternative to a discussion board. It is debate based. Okay. So here is what a Kialo looks like from a student perspective. So at the top, you have the thesis. You can have multiple theses or you could have one. Okay, that's up to you. And then the students type in pros or cons for that thesis, and they can interact with each other. They can comment on each other's posts. Okay, and do pros and cons. So it was really funny. It was really fun. It was about using AI back when I did OTCD 2.0. I think it was last year. It's not a big learning curve, Kialo. So here's one I created just now, right before this, is I created one that says healthcare students should be required to know how to use generative AI since they will undoubtedly use it professionally. And so if I wanted to put this, here's the negative about Kialo, it does not embed, or if it does, I have not found a way to embed it in Canvas. The what I oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So I put it as a link here, and this takes you directly to Kialo. So this is also an alternative to an online discussion board. I'm going to do a workshop on Kialo sometime this spring, maybe April. I can't remember off the top of my head when I have that scheduled, but I'll be doing a workshop on that. Okay. Oh, there is a LTI integration with Kialo in Canvas. So what that looks like, I don't know yet. I don't think Daniel's here. If he were, I would ask him if we have it already in there. It's just not active because we don't want to add it to the menu and have people not know what that is. Like, what's Kialo? Why is it on my menu? And so yeah, Canva. Canva is how I created this infographic. What you will be excited to know, those of you who are here live and those of you who are watching this, is that I got I was allowed to have money in my budget for next fiscal year to give out licenses for a couple of tools, and one of them is Canva. Now, City, we started using Canva back when the .edu accounts were open to university people, and we have been grandfathered in, but now they don't let university people get it for free. It's only K-12, which is not nice. But Canva is something that we in City use all the time. Like all the time. We're in Canva, and it creates very powerful imagery, presentations. You can create worksheets, infographics, which is what it's wonderful at, is creating infographics. So let me see, do I have Canva picked up here? Yes. So here are some things that you can do in Canva. You can create a presentation, social media. You can create videos here, documents, whiteboards, sheets. There's so many things that you can do. You can use their templates. And so, for example, I can put healthcare infographic, and here are a bunch, way more than you need, of healthcare infographics that you can just edit. So if you like this one, you can use that template and you can just edit this and change all of the words, and you have this very powerful looking thing for your students. And I encourage you to tell your students about this, and you can have assignments where they're creating their own infographics about things. So yeah, anybody here like to use Canva?
I love Canva
Who's
for
speaking?
everything.
Richie.
Hey, Richie. Yeah. I'm very excited about these licenses because I pay for mine on my own money.
Yeah, so what we're probably, since I tried to get as much money as I could get, but it wasn't as much as I wanted. So since we'll have limited number of licenses, we'll probably do like an application process. And if we have like a whole bunch, we may just have to like randomly pick names out of a hat kind of thing. But it is exciting to at least get something to give out to faculty so that they can have the pro version of Canva. There's an AI in Canva that can help you create presentations, help you create infographics. This can help you immensely. So yeah, more power to you using Canva. I'm very excited about faculty being able to use it. The other thing that people who have taken OTCD 1.0, which is the online teaching and course design class through Rush, it's required for people who teach any course that's 50% or more online. And we use Padlet in OTCD. And faculty who really like it are like, well, I want a license for this. And so that's also going to be part of the licenses coming in the new year. And so the application process will include, do you want a license for Padlet? Do you want a license for Canva? And then we'll kind of figure that out. I'm going to take questions real quick. Rasmeen?
Thank you, Angela. I tried to use Canva, but I think there was some limitation which I cannot recall on top of my head. Could be, asking to register or access. So when you say all faculty will have license or have license, do we need to log into Canva with our Rush login password, or we will be creating our own password differently?
That's a good
Yeah.
question. So not all faculty will get it. We're only going to get a limited number of licenses for it.
Okay.
And what that looks like, I don't know yet because we haven't paid Canva for those licenses yet. It's this coming fiscal year. And then
Sure.
once we pay them, we'll figure out how does that work?
Okay.
It might be SSO, it might be something different. It might just be associated with an email address, more than likely your Rush email address. But pay attention to communication coming out from Citi about these licenses so that you can, if you're interested, that you can apply for a license for it.
Thank you.
Bronca, let me know if there are questions in the chat that I need to answer. Do you mind?
No, no questions so far, but yeah.
Okay. So Padlet is also one of those tools that does a whole lot of things. So this is Padlet. There are a lot of options, okay? These are examples of options. You can have the students create a blog. You can have a brainstorming board. And if you want to do a brainstorming board, there's just a button that says create one. Okay, simple. You can do a discussion board in Padlet. It's just visually more appealing than Canvas. And you can also embed Padlet into Canvas. I don't think I have an example of the embedded Padlet. So you click create the four corners. So this is if you want to have a little bit of a debate on who agrees, who disagrees, so they can create sticky notes, and then they can drag and drop sticky notes into the middle. You can create an interactive story, maps, slideshows, pros and cons, Venn diagrams. You can create a video-based discussion board. There's so many things, timelines, all kinds of stuff that you can do with Padlet. So you can create from a template here. And on the left-hand side, there's different categories, and then you can search for templates. Like here's a higher ed. So there's breakout groups, FAQs. I mean, there's just a lot. There's way more than I can go through in this short workshop, but it would be fun to just go in and explore. You can use Padlet right now for free. It just limits the number of Padlets that you can have open at any given time. So I use the free version when I teach OTCD. And the reason why I'm not using OTCD's example right now is that the people's names are in there. I don't really want to use that when I'm creating a video. That's going to be on YouTube, so I'm not using that. But Padlet does have an embed code, and the embed code is added just like any other embed code with the little cloud icon on the editor bar. I think what was funnest for OTCD people is that they could add like GIFs as part of their discussions, and it was funny. You can also add videos. So when they were answering, you can do that in Canvas. It's just a different sort of experience that breaks up the monotony of discussion boards. So for example, in OTCD, we have 5 weeks of interaction, and one of those weeks I used Padlet, just to give a little bit of variation. All right, Jeopardy Labs. Anybody use that before? I can't see you, so I don't even know if anybody's saying yes or no. So Jeopardy Labs is most ideal for synchronous classes. And let's go over here and find Jeopardy Labs. So here it is. You can create a Jeopardy game or find a Jeopardy game. There are so many Jeopardy games right here that you can find, and you can play them in class with your students. If you want to, we still have these what are those called, Bronca? They're like little plastic answer buttons. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Bronca?
Answer button. The
Like
buzzers?
the buzzers. We
Okay.
have a set of game buzzers in City that faculty members can borrow if you wanted to do this in class. That we have buzzers. They probably need new batteries. It's been a long time since anybody has borrowed them, but we do have them if you want to play this. You can play this in a synchronous virtual class too. I don't know how you would do it. I guess whoever raises their hand first. But Jeopardy Labs is free. It's very, very simple. Um, this person who created Jeopardy Labs also has like you can make crossword puzzles and bingo cards and stuff like that. Oh, he has a buzzer app or she has a buzzer app. I don't know really what that is, so I'm not saying to try that. You might want to explore that if you want to play Jeopardy Labs. But that's fun. H5P. H5P is not something that faculty can use. Let me see if this is it. Nope, that's perusal. I'm going to get out of that one. Here's H5P. You can create with the assistance of a city instructional designer. We are the people that have the software, but if you want something super interactive and engaging for your students that embeds right into Canvas, you can ask somebody, one of the designers, to help you create an H5P. So these are just a few of the options. So find the words, multiple hotspots, there's math quizzes, image juxtaposition. You can pair images, sequence images, create an interactive video. There's a memory game, interactive books, charts. There's also, what's not here is scenario-based learning. Those are very complex, but you can create a scenario. Hold on, I wonder if I could look this up. H5P scenario. Here we go. Let's just see what this says.
Hello, and welcome to this video demonstration is outside of that medical environmental sciences department. So just a little bit of background. Myself.
Oh, we can't hear it.
So the lecturer here is just doing an introduction. And
I'm not going to listen to this guy. But essentially what happens is you can you can add a video and then have the students choose what's the best option, what should you do next. So there was an example, there's an example out there from H5P where a nurse is doing a home visit for a psychiatric patient, and it walks through the whole process of the nurse coming to the door, how the psychiatric patient is reacting. So what should the nurse do next? And so what the student chooses, it's like choose your own adventure. Remember those books? Like I mean, I'm aging myself by saying that, but that's kind of how it is. And we can create those in City. And all you have to do is reach out and say, I want to create a whatever for your class, and we can create those in H5P. Somebody had a question.
I put a link to some an example of what I'm doing right now in H5P.
Yay, thank you,
In case
Bronca.
anybody wants to look at it.
All right. I'm doing really well on time. I wanted to make sure that I could get through this and you guys didn't have the full hour. Quizlet, anyone use Quizlet before? Quizlet is extremely easy. So this right here is an anesthesia Quizlet that I embedded into Canvas. So what happens is I embedded these flashcards or this match, but in the right-hand corner, you can choose a study mode. So the students can choose whichever study mode works for them the best. But let's go ahead and start the game. I have no idea what any of these answers are. So this is like a match game. Uh, I don't know. So you would end up like matching, dragging. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure how to play the matching game, but this is how you would do Quizlet. So let's do learn. So 1100 PSI. Anybody know the answer to this? This one? No, this one maybe? Yay! So the students can play Quizlets right within their Canvas course. So if you go to Quizlet, you can find flashcards in a topic, so you don't have to recreate the wheel if you don't want to. Since I used anatomy earlier, I'll use anatomy now. So these are flashcard sets. You can look for practice tests if you want, but I like using flashcard sets because they look really nice. So here's one right here. And so you're looking for the embed code. So if you see the 3 dots, this is where you would get the embed code. And that's what you would put in Canvas with the little cloud icon. Or you can have students make their own Quizlets if you want to. But yeah, they embed in Canvas beautifully, as you can see right here. And Quizlet is free. All right, the last tool, oh, well, almost the last tool because I have a bonus tool. The last tool is now called Wayground, but it used to be called Quizzes. And so if you go to Quizzes, it's similar to Quizlet, but it has a little bit more options. It allows you to have presentations with built-in questions. So you can use, so here's a library I selected university level, and then I selected health sciences and nursing. So axial skeleton, I don't even know what an axial skeleton is, but I bet you if I used one of these things, I would learn what the axial skeleton is. So these are slides with questions. So it will tell you what level it is. So this one has 24 slides. Actually, that's 50 slides. But 24 slides plus 26 questions. So it's from 10th grade to university. Somebody already created this. But you can use this. So let me click on this one. So you can use this and embed it into Canvas like that. Click that, copy the second one, the embed code. Go to edit. I'm doing this at the end because I know that there are people that have joined later that didn't see this. You click on the cloud. Oh, hold on. First, put your cursor where you want that item to be. That's important. Put your cursor, that's see mine flashing, and then I click the cloud, paste the embed code, click submit. And then let me just click save. So here's one on the skeletal system part 1. And then this is the one I did earlier, medical terminology. So if I click play now, it's kind of like Kahoot, and Quizlet had a baby. That's what this is.
Mhm.
Okay.
Angela, I have a quick question.
I don't know how to stop it though. Go ahead.
When you said that someone has already made this, is it AI has made it or?
Not No, probably not. It's somebody else, another person who has an account who
Okay,
made
so we
it.
should still check through it, make sure it's all correct. And
Yes, I
yeah,
would.
okay.
I would definitely go through it and make sure that it's all okay. And this is also a free tool. So the negative is like you have to sift through it, right? And check it just to make sure that it's what you want if you are reusing somebody else's content. And the bonus tech tool for today is wheelofnames.com. So the Wheel of Names is a random name generator. So all you do is put your students' names in this box. Okay, it's kind of stupid that it has ads in there. It's annoying. Um, wonder if it's going to make me pay. Oh no, close ads. It worked. So you put your students' names in here, and then here I'm going to shuffle them, and then spin the wheel. So if you're teaching a synchronous course, face to face, like in a classroom or via Zoom or Teams or something like that, instead of waiting for students to raise their hand to answer a question, you use Wheel of Names. So if Fatima answered the question and you want to take her off the hook to answer more questions, you can remove her from the list and keep it going. You notice I didn't sign into anything. It doesn't make you have an account. Nothing. I mean, I think if you have an account, you can save names and not have to redo it again, but you don't have to have an account. Isn't that fun? I love it. Rasmin used it a while ago.
Hey, Angela, how many names can you put on there?
I I think you can put as many as you want. I don't think there's a limit on how many you can add. But wouldn't that be really nice? It's like you don't that awkward silence when you're asking students to talk. Here's the thing too about engagement. If you have Wheel of Names and the students know you're going to use Wheel of Names, like if you're teaching a flipped classroom, for example, and the students should be prepared to have this discussion in class about the content, they know, oh my gosh, he or she is going to use Wheel of Names. Like they don't want to be embarrassed. People don't want to be embarrassed. So I think it's like that one extra bit of motivation for your students if they know, uh-oh, I might be called on randomly by this weird wheel of names. Yeah. It's like a nice little tool to have in your toolbox. All right. Well, that's the end of my tech tools presentation. What was your favorite tool today?
I love that wheel of names. That is fantastic.
And it was the last one. Where is Wayground? Do we find it online and then better access it through City? Jennifer, you asked me that question. All you have to do is type in if you type in quizzes, it shows up as Wayground, but you just go to wayground.com. This is free. It's a free tool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing that we have a license for. It's just something fun and free to try. Let me see who else. Anybody else have a tool they liked today?
I like the one which was pros and cons one. Was it Kylo?
Kialo.
Kialo, yes. I like that one quite a lot because we do use for one of our courses, controversies.
Oh,
In
yeah.
medical controversies, like, how much fluid should we give or not give, medication use, not use, and something like that. I think that would be interesting to use. In my another course, we do a lot of case studies with the students synchronously. So I'm thinking of spicing it up in the engagement.
Mhm.
I have used I don't remember the naming part. I keep forgetting the name of that one, but I've used it. I'm
Mhm.
thinking of giving another thought of using a couple of others like Kialo or even Purcell to use for the case study in the synchronous class, but I
Mhm.
just need to dive deeper into it, and I'll reach out to Citi if I need some help.
Yeah, we're here for you. Any tech tool that you want to try, and we'll help you figure it out and learn how to embed it in your course and anything like that. So, thank you everyone for attending today. I appreciate it. And if you did not get the link to the what you call it? Let me see if it's still on here. That's not it. To the infographic, let me grab it for you really, really quickly and put it in for, and if anybody showed up late, the infographic is right there. So click on that real quick and then it'll take you to the infographic and then you can download it and keep that. And remember, there's links built in that will take you to different things related to the technology tools that I covered. And those of you who are watching online, it'll be in the description of the YouTube video. So have a wonderful afternoon, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Angela.
you. See you soon.